Do you think stress is like a problem with students in school?
I think there's two sides to the coin. I think stress is real. I think we all feel stress at some point. Um, I do feel there's enormous amounts of work for students nowadays. However, I also feel that stress is oftentimes used as an excuse not to do the work. So I think there's two sides. There's definitely a lot of work on, but it's also about trying to structure your work and trying to make sure to put in the work. I think stress also, if someone is stressed and if someone is struggling with stress, I think the most important thing is to actually speak to adults. I think adults are quite understanding. If you cannot hand in something in time because of stress, I think the most important thing is not to hide it, but to talk about it.
But how do you think it's like the a lot of like work on them is affecting them?
I think there's not necessarily more work on students nowadays than there was in my time, as old or young as I am. I think that we had less distractions maybe. And I think the distractions oftentimes lead to last minute, handing in work at last minute. Procrastination is a very real issue that we deal with. And I'm not saying it's a student's fault. I think it's only normal to be distracted. There's so much technology around, there's so many new things going on that it is sometimes difficult to focus. And that might lead to stress because you realize that you have very little time to complete the work. So distractions definitely does play into stress, I think.
Okay, thank you so much. That was great. Stress is a problem with students and how it affects them.
I think stress is a problem for a lot of students. I think it makes them panic, I think it makes them worry, I think it upsets them physically, even sometimes makes it more difficult for them to sleep. I also think though sometimes students contribute to their own stress by not using time when they have time available to work. Lots of times they don't use that time, so then they're stressed out later because all of a sudden the assignment's due and it's late and they misuse time when they could have been working on it.
Thank you.
O estresse hoje ele é um problema em nível internacional, né, gente? E ele afeta, sim, ele afeta todo e qualquer tipo de desenvolvimento de atividade. O estresse em excesso, ele inclusive adoece, né? Ele compromete cognitivamente a pessoa, ele faz você ter lapsos de memória, você esquecer, então ele compromete toda essa estrutura. O estresse em pequena escala, ele pode até ser algo que seja uma mola propulsora, que ajude você a vencer desafios. O importante é a pessoa conseguir ter autocontrole, não deixar que os fatores externos tirem ela da zona de equilíbrio, para que a pessoa não seja afetada, principalmente academicamente, no caso da nossa escola.
Muito obrigada, muito bom.
Stressed, I feel like I don't do things as good as I could do because I think about all of the responsibilities, and I get stressed and then I can't work properly.
I think stress affects my daily life because the more stress I get, the less capable I am of doing the stuff I have to be doing. So at the end of the day, I have all this stuff to do and I'm very distracted, I'm not focused, I'm emotionally unstable, and that actually harms me in the long run.
I think there are different sides to being stressed. I think that when someone is stressed, they normally gain experience, they're going to be more prepared for the future. But in my opinion, when I'm stressed, I normally do bad in projects. And so overall, I think that stress isn't a good thing for students.
I believe that having a lot of schoolwork to do, I get nervous and sometimes I don't focus on things that I like to do. For example, playing sports and doing physical activities, I focus more on school, and that is stressful for me because I don't get to do the things I like.
Definitely. Because you can focus on what you're trying to learn in class if you are stressed out about other things going on in your life. And therefore you won't be able to fully absorb what you're being taught. And therefore you won't get good grades. And then you'll have more stress, and it's a very bad cycle.
Okay.
Yes, a lot, of course. Because I can't work properly when I'm stressed. I can only think about what I'm stressed, and that does not help me. Fala aí.
Yeah.
What is stress?
I don't know.
What is stress?
What is stress?